All right, morning guys. I'm making this quick video to give y'all updates on some changes, especially pay that we have coming up here. So let's jump in and make this short as possible. Let's see here. Hold on one second. So the purpose of this video is to you all out here, you all are out in the field and you're doing a good job for the most part, but there are the purpose of this video is to kind of make everything smoother for you all in the field, as well as to make everything smoother for us in the office. So we're just going to jump straight into it with some of the changes that we have in place for that. So the very first thing, we need you to get to the appointment as soon as possible. You usually have some type of window, 8 to 12 or 1 to 5 or 10 to 2, whatever it is, especially the morning ones. Get to them as quickly as possible. You know, we want you to do that for a couple reasons, but the main reason is that we're looking at that from a scheduling standpoint to see how many appointments we can get you within a day. So if your window is 8 to 11 and you're not getting there until 10:30, we probably could have squeezed another 2 or 3 appointments in there for you that we won't be able to, because you started that appointment late. So just get to the appointment as soon as possible. And then that way we'll know how we can schedule your next appointment in, from a scheduling standpoint, getting that to you sooner. The next thing, beware of your next appointment time slot. We've had some people that have ran over, some techs have ran over the time slots for the next appointment. Just beware of that. It's in your app. Inside the app that you all have, use the app. It'll always have your start time in the appointment, but in the description you'll have your time slot, so you'll know what time for that next appointment. If you had one appointment that was a 8 to 10 and you got there, let's say at 9 o'clock, and the next appointment is maybe a 9 to 1. It will show in the app as a 9 o'clock, but when you look in the description, you'll see 9 to 1, and you'll know what type of time frame you have to get to that appointment. So if you're running behind, you have to definitely call us, let us know, or text us, let us know that you're running behind for that next appointment. But most importantly, call the client. We need to know from a scheduling standpoint for maybe the appointment after that. But you definitely need to call the client. The most important thing is to call the client within that time slot, even if you're going to be behind. If you have a 10 to let's say 10 to 1, and for whatever reason you're going to get there later than 1 because of your previous appointment, call them within that time slot to let them know that you're going to be behind, and then let us know within that time slot also, just so we know from a scheduling standpoint. Obviously, most important, try to get there, on time as much as possible. Very important, you all, we need you to update, we need you to make the updates in the app before you pull off from the client's house. We need you to update us in the app, or update the app for the appointment before you pull off from the client's house. It only takes 2 minutes. Make the changes, put the part number in there, whatever repair was done or needs to be done, put that in there. We need that, we need it in-house in the office, because we have to send out invoices, and then obviously scheduling updates for the next appointments, and scheduling for their return appointment. We need all of that stuff, once you finish. We can't wait till the end of the day or the next day to get those updates. So make sure you're updating the app before you pull off from the client's house. Also, very important, you need to handle the payment and the pricing in the field with the client. There's really no need to call the office for that. You already kind of know what the pricing is. Handle it with the client when you're there. It's pretty simple. If there's no parts, and we've covered this in the email, but just to cover it again, if it's no parts necessary, then you're charging 175 to 200 for labor. 175 to 200 depending on what you're charging. Keep in mind you do have wiggle room in there of $50, which we already talked about. But if it's no parts necessary, it's 175 to 200 depending on what you had to do. If there are parts necessary, then it's 200 plus the cost of a part, plus the cost of the parts. You have to get the okay from the client. This is very important, obviously, when there's no parts needed. You have to get okay from the client to repair or to, fix whatever the issue is. Let's say a drain is clogged or a vent is clogged. You get the okay from them up front. You let them know, I'm gonna see what's going on. If it's no parts necessary, if it's clogging or whatever the issue is, it's the labor cost is gonna be 175 or whatever. If there's parts, then obviously the price will change. Let them know that before you fix it. When you diagnose it, and you all are experienced techs, so you almost know somewhat what's going on before you dive into it. So if it may just be a clogged vent or whatever, if you're thinking that might be the issue, then you let them know before you unclog it, before you do anything. It's going to be 175 or it's going to be 150 or whatever the case may be, 149. If it's just this, then it'll be that for the labor. And then if there's something else, then we'll diagnose it and figure out what the price is going to be for that. Okay, pretty straightforward. No need to call the office for that. We want you all to be able to be as smooth in the field as possible, and be able to move through appointments as quickly as possible. So pay attention to the info on your app. This is important. Some clients have prepaid their service charge, which will show in your app. So so when the clients have prepaid their service charge, that needs to be deducted from their balance. So you'll see it in the app. It'll say service charge. It may say $50. It may say, if it's 2 appliances, it may say $100. Usually when they prepay, we give them a discount. So instead of it being a $69 service charge, if they prepay, it's a $50 service charge. Or if it's 2 appliances, it's a $100 service charge. You have to deduct that from their price. So pay attention to your app for that. And then, like I said, you do have a $50 wiggle room to give them a discount. If a client needs more off than that, so if you quoted them, 200, let's say it wasn't any parts needed, you quoted them 200 for whatever the repair was that you needed to do. And then you discounted it to $50 for them, or you discounted $50 for them, so it's at $150, and they still don't want to pay that price. Then that's when you call the office. Then we'll talk to them, see if we can work something out, and if we can, then we'll get it done so that you can go ahead and do the repair. But it's important to, again, price that before you do that repair, especially when there's no parts needed, so that we can work through all the pricing issues before you've done the work. Okay, let's talk about getting paid. To get paid this Friday, we need a couple things from some of you. Some of you, we already have it, but some we don't. We need a copy of your driver's license. Just take a picture with your phone and send it to us. Real simple. And then we need an independent contractor agreement signed. It's in your email. Check your spam or your junk folder if you didn't see it. It's in your email. We made it real easy. You can view it and sign it online. We use a service where you can sign it online. It only takes 3 minutes. We need that from you for you to get paid this Friday. Okay? Copy of the driver's license, independent contractor agreement signed. I think we only have maybe 2 or 3 people that haven't gotten that back over to us. So if you haven't gotten it back over to us, we need you to get that to us ASAP. Okay, very important change. We are changing the payout to 2 times a week, or we're changing the payroll from from you getting paid once a week to twice a week. So right now, as it stands, as it was prior to this, whatever work you did this week, you would get paid the following Friday. But in an effort to get you all paid out faster, we're going to pay out 2 times a week, on Tuesdays and on Fridays, for the work that you all have done. So this is how it's going to work. Any work that you do on Friday, Saturday, or Monday, you're going to get paid on Tuesday. Okay, so whatever work you've done on Friday, Saturday, and Monday, you're going to get paid on Tuesday. Whatever work you've done on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, completed jobs on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you get paid on Friday. Not the following Friday or not the following Tuesday. It's the very next day. So whatever work you did on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, you get paid that next day, which is Friday. Okay? We're doing this, our goal, we're doing this as a convenience for you all to try to get you all paid out much quicker. For this to work, you have to do your part. Okay? Your part is pretty simple. You must deposit all cash and checks immediately. Okay? If you pick up cash today, or, obviously, we prefer checks or debit and credit cards. But if you do pick up cash or checks, we need you to deposit it immediately. And we need the invoice and the receipts for all parts, no matter who paid for them, whether we paid, you paid, or the client, in some crazy situation, the client prepaid for the part, whatever it is. We need the receipt, we need the invoice for that, for you to get paid, especially if you need to be reimbursed for that part. Okay? But all deposits, checks, and invoices, all checks and cash need to be deposited immediately, and we need all invoices for you to get paid. So it's pretty simple. We need, if we don't have the payment deposited and we don't have the invoice for the part, that payment will skip a cycle. So if that's not in before payday on Tuesday, if you don't get that in on Monday, it needs to be in the day before. So at the worst case scenario, all cash and checks need to be deposited, and invoices need to be in at the end of business on Monday for you to be paid on Tuesday. And the same thing for pay cycle on Friday. At the end of business on Thursday for you to get paid on Friday. We need all deposits to be in, and we need the invoices for you all to get paid tomorrow. Tomorrow, which is Friday. We're going to need, for you all to get paid this Friday, we're going to need all that stuff in by end of business on Thursday. So, so you all need to look at whatever deposits or checks you may still have. You shouldn't have any. I think everybody, for the most part, has deposited checks except the appointments that were last night or that finished up last night. But if you have any checks or cash that still needs to be deposited, it has to be deposited immediately for you all to get paid for it on Friday. It has to be deposited by end of business today. So with that being said, guys, that's it for the updates. As you can see, we're trying to make things a lot smoother in the field for you, and even get you paid out a lot quicker. It's going to be a little more of a pain on our end, but we want to do that for you all. We pay out 2 ways. We talked about this with most of you all, but we pay out 2 ways. It's either by check or by PayPal. If you want your money immediately, in other words, we pay on Tuesday. You want to get it on Tuesday, you need to set up a PayPal account if you don't already have one, and the money will be in your PayPal account, immediately. Your money will be in the PayPal account on Tuesday or on Friday for that pay cycle. If you don't have a PayPal account, then we're going to have to send you a check. If you don't want to pay the PayPal charges a fee. It's usually I think it's 2.5% or 3% or something like that. If you don't want to pay that fee, then you have to receive a manual check. But I mean, the fee is nothing. It's basically like $2 or $3 for every $100 that you make. So it's no big deal for you to be able to get it the same day. So, but other than that, guys, that's it. We're looking forward to working with you all. You all are doing a great job. Keep up the good work, and we'll have some more calls out to you all today. Hopefully you've already checked your app, and I'll be talking to you all soon.